6. And I've been in the Ednor Lakeside Gardens area since 1980.
1980.
Yes, this is my first house and my only house. Now, the reason what brought me to this neighborhood, because I used to have to come over to City High School for football games. I went to Carver and we went to City High School, to see the games and everything. And I always liked this neighborhood, because I lived in the city. I was raised up down South Baltimore. Then we moved to West Baltimore. And then finally we moved to East Baltimore. But in the midst of all of that, you get by you going to school for the different football games and things like that. I really like this neighborhood. I was like, wow. And then they had the big old lake over there. And I was like, oh, one day I would be blessed and I'm going to live over here one day. And she came and pointed out this house. And I came here because my husband said he was tired of coming here, looking for houses. So that was it. So I caught the bus up here. I was like, it's not the neighborhood, especially for how much we paid for the house. Back then in 1980, and like I said, I always liked this area ever since I was going to high school. And then when I did get the house, I was scared because my husband never saw it. We signed papers and everything. He trusted my judgment. And I've been here ever since. And the neighborhood hasn't changed much because we never really had a lot of kids in the neighborhood. But the kids who are in the neighborhood, who were raised in the neighborhood, meaning my son, Miss McNeil, and another friend that, he passed away a long time ago. They were like, it was like a family because they said, I've always liked this neighborhood and I love walking down to the lake. And like I said, pretty much nothing really has changed too much. We used to have a YMCA up the street where the church is now. There used to be a YMCA, but once the church got it, we still don't have any problems. The only problem we ever had was flooding. And the flood waters was come to the top of this step. Because I remember when my grandson was born, the flood waters came to the top of this step and then it went back. We don't have a noisy neighborhood. As you can see now, it's generally like this, once after 7, the traffic on the Alameda, that just ceases. And when they have games at the school, Maryville is down the street, and after they have games, they generally don't park in this area because I guess it's too far for them to walk. So we don't have too much of trouble. It's that, the kids, when they coming from school and going back to the Alameda for a game, they might leave a few trash or, kids are going to be kids. And, once you pick that up, clean your little gutter out, it's been really nice living here. The neighbors are really nice. For a while, I didn't know my neighbors too much because, back in the day, you had to work and, the children was latchkey children. But, you did what you had to do, and everything, worked well. So, I never had a problem in the neighborhood. Really never. Yeah.
Can I ask one question, and then we'll wrap up. If you'd like to see anything for housing in the neighborhood, any changes or just a vision you have for housing in the neighborhood, what would it be? Sorry, I sprung that on you.
Vision? I don't know, because you know what? Generally around here, the upkeep of the houses are pretty well. A lot of us are getting rather old, but we try to at least keep the fronts nice and neat, and try to keep your little, your place nice, and then it kind of gradually flows down. So as far as everybody just keeping the neighborhood nice. Yeah, nice and clean, no trash everywhere. So, I like that part. Yeah. Yes.
Joe Griffiths. I'm a member of the Ednor Gardens Lakeside Civic Association Board. I'm also the chair of the Housing Committee. Housing Committee has been around for about a year and a half, and we're eagerly recruiting new members who love the housing in Edna Gardens Lakeside as much as we do, and want to help all the families that live within it. The committee has 4 objectives. One is to support the equitable treatment of renters, also to develop and share information and resources to our neighbors to help them secure affordable housing, maintain their homes, also to conduct outreach to the neighborhood and to our partners to build information and share best practices, and finally to proactively address vacancy and blight. If you are interested in participating, learning more, we encourage you to consider trying to attend one of our virtual meetings that happen the first Wednesday of every month at 6:30. They're about an hour long, and you can find information on the Edna Gardens Lakeside Civic Association website. Or if you just would like to know more information or learn more about what we do, feel free to email me at housing@ednagardens.org. Thank you.